one, ladies and gentlemen, two things we're going to cover. Mr. Aujae Dejan, Dr. Aujae Dejan. Is it Aujae? Aujae Dejan. This person said, I see Dr. Horton, PMP candidate in St. James fixing roads. I'm just gonna ask a question. Are you aware that there are some roads that are not government roads? You know that there's private roads. Yo, man, listen, bro. Did you find out if the road that Dr. Horton, Andre Horton is fixing is a private road? Boy, when you lock knowledge, man. Hey, let me tell you something. Don't snitch no fit to no brother. When you need to upgrade. There's no government road that Dr. Andre Horton ever fixed. Lie you are telling. Dr. Andre Horton is a scholar, a mathematician. He understands the law. Lie you're telling on the man. But we're gonna move on. Cause one more line, and that's all the labor at them do, you know. A lie, you know. Mighty God. Professional liars. Name the road where you talk about. Show the video. Anyway, listen to this, ladies and gentlemen.
To the channel. Now, the government, mainly Sehra, that's the Southern Regional Health Authority, has gone ahead to basically interdict a Aujae Dixon, who is a junior resident at the Mapen Hospital, who basically contested the general election on a People's National Party ticket. They said that he has basically breached the Public Service Staff Order of 4.2.61, which prohibits public officers from engaging in partisan political activity. Now, I've basically gone ahead and done a little research, and of that Public Staff Order 4.2.6I says political activity officers are expressly forbidden to engage in any type of partisan political activity in any elections at any level. However, according to the Constitution of Jamaica, it says the Constitution and related regulations disqualify certain public officers from running for election to the House of Representatives. The staff orders of the public service further restrict the political activities of specific government employees. Disqualification of public officers. The Constitution of Jamaica prohibits persons holding or acting in public offices from becoming members of the House of Representatives. The goal is to separate the political process from the non-partisan civil service. The term public service does not include ministers, senators, members of the House, and other political or judicial appointees. It does, however, include the civil service, judicial service, commission, and police service commission. And I am trying my hardest to break it down so that every single person can understand. So let us look at who is a civil servant. A civil servant is a person employed in a civilian role by a government department or agency at any level to provide public services and implement policies. So, for example, police officers, teachers, and so on and so forth. But then, for me, when I look at all of this, it seems to me as if it's some political victimization. Some victimization is taking place here. I am sure that whatever they're using to come at Aujae Dixon, they could have basically done so even while he was in the campaign season. Why wait until after the general election to come and to basically want to reprimand him, want to interdict him, to say that he has basically breached one of their acts, right? Unnecessary. Nobody else sitting in the parliament that has brought the country into disrepute, that has brought the parliament into disrepute, to challenge them on that. But I am going to wait to hear what the People's National Party is saying on this matter. And as soon as I get that info, I'll bring an update on this matter. But let me know in the meantime if you do agree with me that this is some victimization taking place here. Yes or no. Drop that in the comment section.
Personally, that was the first thing that I recognized in this situation is That point she just made. Why did they wait until after the election? Why didn't they do it from the moment they knew he was on the ticket? And the other question I want to ask, Sehra. Does Sehra operate in the office of the Prime Minister? Does Sehra operate in the office of the Prime Minister? Class prefect is here. Class prefect. Does Sehra operate in the office of the Prime Minister? That's what I want to know. Yes, no? Because you see, what I tell you. I do some research. Southeast Regional is a statutory body of the Ministry of Health. Sehra is one of the 4 regional authorities formed as a part of the sector reform by passage of National Health Services Act 1997. Thank you, Winnie May. Thank you, Winnie Mandela. Thank you for the gift. Thank you for Most of Fantasy. Thank you, sweetie. The main administration office of Sehra is located 25 Dominican Drive in Kingston. Sehra responsible for healthcare services, blah, 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 blah. What is it? 25 Dominica Drive, New Kingston. So it's Wagwan Rivals. So we have identified that Sehra. This is on the GIS website, you know. This is on the GIS website. So, you know, them always like to say, oh, you need to this and you need to that. All right. What? I want to know what is the address of the office of the Prime Minister. What is the address of the office OPM in Jamaica? Devon Road, Kingston. Okay. So, I am not sure whether or not Sehra operates in the office of the Prime Minister. I don't know. But something to look at. But it begs the question, I believe this is partisan activity by Sehra. That's my belief. And I'm sticking to that. But let's hear what Mr.
There's this Latin phrase that I
Aujae Dixon. Aujae Dixon.
Nihil ame alienum puto. And it translates to, I'm a man. Nothing human is alien to me. And it's something that I've always kept in the back of my head, and sometimes bring it to the forefront, depending on the situation. Is that I particularly like. Homo sum humani, nihil ame alienum puto. And it translates to, I am a man. Nothing human is alien to me. And it's something that I've always kept in the back of my head, and sometimes bring it to the forefront, depending on the situation, when it comes on to tempering your expectations of fellow human beings. And as I participated in the cut and thrust of politics recently, you know, when you're in the belly of politics, you understand certain things. That it's a story of love, it's a story of hate, it's a story of good, it's also a story of bad, it's a story of loyalty, it's also a story of treachery and betrayal. All of these I experienced as I participated in the recent campaign. And I went into this thing understanding that all of these factors could come. There are persons who loved me immensely, persons who hated the very thought of me. There are persons who had all kinds of good things to say about me. There are persons who they couldn't utter one good thing about me for whatever reason. There are persons who were loyal to me, and there are persons who also betrayed me and participated in treachery. But all of that made me stronger. Despite not achieving the results I'd expected, they all made me stronger. And over the next few weeks, I'm going to give you some of my stories from the campaign. The stories of sacrifices, the stories of love and hate, the stories of loyalties and betrayal, the stories of good, the stories of the bad, the stories that have made me into a better man and will continue to shape my future. Look out for it, listen out for some more. We'll have a couple more conversations over the next few.
So, there you have it. That was very, very, very vague, obviously. You can't speak into certain things down. But, my brethren, TikTok brethren Perry had this to say to the JCF. Yeah, man. I play it, man. Now listen to this.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I hope that you are doing well. May the Lord continue to bless you, and happy Sunday. Now, I got up to an article very disappointed in the stance by the Jamaica Constabulary Force, right? They made it very clear that they will not be dictated to by the Jamaicans for Justice, nor the Independent Commission of Investigations as it relates to how they serve and protect Jamaica. They didn't say that verbatim, paraphrasing, but essentially that's what they're saying. Now, I have a few concerns. One, whether or not you believe that these organizations are ruffling your feathers, like it or not, these statements are a reflection of what the Jamaican people are saying, right? And whether it's on social media, which plays a major part in our democracy, it gives the average citizen a voice to weigh in on public conversations regarding matters of governance, or through formal submissions, they represent what the masses are saying. You cannot disregard these organizations or any other person or any other group as it relates to how you should serve and protect us. So we shouldn't have a say in how you serve and protect us. That's a blunder, JCF. But I am looking at an overarching problem. Now, it brings me to an article that I saw some time ago. Now, I remembered when the General Secretary for the Jamaica Labour Party made a similar stance. Now, for those who love to read and love literature like me, the tone is very similar. It's very dismissive. Listen, you cannot talk to me. I am the one in charge. Me are the big bad wolf. How dare you try to oppose me? If memory serves me correctly, I believe somebody very senior in the same political party said that they don't need an opposition. Another very senior member in the same political party said that they will never surrender Jamaica to the PMP. This sets a dangerous precedent in our country, so much so that the JCF can feel as if they are not accountable to the people.
Why are citizens paying the price?
Big shout out to Perryinchrist. Massive shout out to Perryinchrist. You see, I couldn't have said it any better myself. And this is why it's good to listen to sensible people. And you also have to be sensible to recognize a person that's sensible. Now, what an argument Perry just dropped a while ago, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, honestly, the posture of the JCF is dictatorial. But can we blame them? Can we truly blame the JCF? Look at the leadership. Look at Andrew Wallace. And if that wasn't enough, look at Horace Chan. We will not be dictated to by the People's National Party in regards to who is the Speaker of the House. Meanwhile, Andrew said, Mark, listen, man. Hey, forget the agony of defeat. Let's unite and work on behalf of the people. You see how hypocritical and contradictory those two stances are? they say we are not supporting this lady being the Speaker of the House, Aujae's wife, for clear reasons. She has shown us who she is as Speaker of the House. And there's many problems with her as Speaker of the House in the previous years she was. And they said, no, we're not supporting this. The whole PNP that has 28 seats, 28 positions. But you are going to say, I have 35 or 34, whatever them have. You're not going to dictate to me. Okay. And then after that or before that, you're going to say, listen, we have to work together, you know. Yes, man. That is like a man slapping his woman, physically assaulting her, and then hugging her and say, baby, you know I love you. Come on. Let's kiss and make up. And then she go open her mouth and him slap her again. And it's a passive-aggressive type of vibe going on, ladies and gentlemen. So, the JLP recognizes, all they hear the hungry belly liberate them attack off their mouth in a comment section. The JLP recognizes that them not have 49 seats no more. So the agenda and the mandate that they are working towards for the people they are working for, which is not the Jamaican public, they won't be able to fulfill. They will not be able to fulfill it. Not in this next 5 years. Not with Mark Golding as the leader of the opposition. Oh, by the way, that is why they were pushing rumors about somebody contesting Mark Golding for leadership. That is why they were saying all the leaders that lost in the election for the People's National Party. Remember when the idiot from Nationwide they go up and ask Mark Golding about resigning and giving up his leadership? That brother there? You remember that idiot there? Yeah, man. That's why they push those narratives. Things that shouldn't even be in anybody's mind. How do I take 14 seats from you? And I am supposed to resign? No. When we go election again, I take 14 more. How about that? All I needed was 4 more to win. All I needed was 4 more seats to win the election. Hello? Why would I? Why? That doesn't make no sense. So, the fact of the matter is, ladies and gentlemen, the Jamaica Labour Party fears Mark Golding. I'm telling you, fear. Literal fear. You know why? He is a brilliant lawyer and legislator. They cannot bring certain legislation to pass. When Mark Golding look over it, he sifts through it and knows that this not going to... He knows the Constitution. He understands it very intimately. And that is why he has defended all of us Jamaicans, even the hungry belly liberate them, in court when this government violated our constitutional rights, the NITs, the SOEs, and many other instances. Do you know how much Jamaicans have the right to carry the government to court and get a lot of money from them over just the SOEs alone? The state of emergencies, because it's unconstitutional. But what I find is that the hungry belly liberate them, they are okay with the government breaking the law. They defend every single thing them do. Even when the evidence shows that they're breaking the law. I heard a man on Perry show, big up Perry, on his live stream saying that Mark Golding and the PNP is the reason why the crime went back up under the JLP, because they did not support the unconstitutional state of emergencies. His argument is that Mark Golding, understanding the law, should have broken the law with Aujae to quote-unquote take down crime. But the statistics show that it's not working and it never worked. The SOEs don't stop crime. You know what they do? They stop the movement and free flow of people. They violate our rights to movement That's what they do. It suffers our businesses. Suffers our businesses. Business cannot get to flow. But let me tell you something. You see, if those SOEs affected the big wigs that have big companies, the government could never dare crush for them. Why? Money, power, respect, influence. But they trample on the poor. Yes? So, you know, more big up Perry. Alright? Because him really break it down. And it's quite unfortunate what is being done. But, you know, good people, Mr. Dixon, Mr. Aujae Dixon, Dr. Aujae Dixon, you know, Jesus faced persecution because he stood on righteousness. So, listen, us mere mortals that try to humiliate him and do right, we're gonna face that same persecution as well. Probably not in the same degree yet, but the direction that this government is going, we have seen glimpses. You remember when the young man tell Andrew about his mother, and the police them go for him same time, although him got court and I believe and you know win the case and get him money for compensation. It's the action and the reaction. You know how much people tell, as bad as them say America is and as bad as them say Trump is. You know how much people tell Trump about him mother and this and that and one bag of something. Make all poster with it and they run and a walk around with it. Brawling, say it in a camera. No FBI or CIA agent don't go them yard. If you're not threatening the Prime Minister or the President, there should be no reaction from the police. None. You hear what I said? If you're not threatening the state or the office of the Prime Minister, there should be no reaction from the police. One, it's a waste of resources, and two, it's illegal. Yes? Good. But, you know, the brother they want St. Thomas to tell me say Andrew is self-centered and arrogant in our vice store. And look like a true matter. And he's very, very thin skinned. I got him saying the minister so. And one of people them say it. Moving on. When fisherman Garcia and tell us say see rough, believe him. Believe him, ladies and gentlemen. Alright? Good. Let me know what you guys think about that situation. Again, big up ABR News TV. Make sure so you guys follow her on her platform. Alright? And go and follow Mr. Aujae, Dr. Aujae Dixon on TikTok. And show him give him some words of encouragement in the comment section. You know what I mean? Bless him up, you know? Yeah, man. Definitely.